Hi, this is Steph, the ancient medic again, ex-medic. I was just sitting here trying to think how I could do a facelift again, and like glue or tape or something. It just looks so much better when I pull. Anyway, that's not what I'm doing a video about my facelift, and still waiting on a haircut here. But anyway, um, I just wanted to address anyone who watches my videos, which is very few people. But if you do, and if you're not like fully aware of like what's happening in the world and in this country, and if everything seems like really bizarre, which it is, but if you, as someone famously put it, if you know the destination, you understand the journey. And I just wanted to throw up some recommendations for books here. I'm an avid reader, and I've been down so many rabbit holes, and for a very long time. I don't claim to know everything, but if people don't have a just a foundational understanding of what's happening, um, all of this like equity and inclusion, and basically that's code for like you're all going to be dirt poor and have nothing and have no rights, and that's essentially what it means. It's I don't know what I can say here and what I can't, but I think you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. But I thought if you are a person who's kind of going like, well, what the heck is going on? Like, I don't understand. This is crazy, and stuff goes in and out of the news stream. Here's what I do. Here's my daily thing. I get up every morning and I go through the Microsoft newsfeed, MSN.com, because I want to keep up with the propaganda. I want to see, what people are commenting about, and um, you know, but I don't get my information from legacy or mainstream media. I follow independent media, and there's many good ones out there, but I prefer people who are not like partisan, because I'm not anything. I'm like, I wouldn't even say I'm independent. I'm just like a don't like government kind of person. But um, I just prefer I will watch people who are partisan, and that's fine as long as they're putting out decent information. I don't have anything against that. It's just my preference to watch people who are just kind of voluntarist, anarchy kind of type people like me, who don't really have an agenda one way or the other. And you know, uh, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I just thought I'd run through. I mean, I could keep you here for hours with books, but I just thought I picked some out. I thought if you are someone who, your head's kind of spinning, trying to figure, kind of put all the puzzle pieces together. Tried to pick out some books that um, would kind of give you a basic kind of overall, the whole ball of wax in a compact uh, space, and instead of spending years going on websites and researching and reading and listening to other people and verifying what they're saying, and all this stuff. It's like we don't have time for that. I mean, folks, you know, the the band's playing on the deck of the Titanic, and you know what I'm saying? People need to get up to speed and pull their heads out of their undersides, and start becoming aware and paying attention. And I was always one of those people that like, I just was, I kind of knew what was going on in the world, but I didn't really care, and just was not political, and I just kind of wanted to do my own thing. And I kind of realize now that you do need to at least pay attention to what's going on. I mean, I personally don't think it's going to make a difference whoever gets voted in the election. It's going to be same old, same old. I mean, I can almost guarantee you that. But anyway, I don't want to talk on and on and on and on. I just wanted to give you a rundown of some books here. So, first one I would recommend, and this is a very quick read, and I do believe all of these books are available on Amazon. Um, but this one is by Rosa Corey, and it's, I don't know if I can say this out loud. I'm going to try. Behind the Green Mask, UN Agenda 21. All right, this is an absolute must read. If you don't know what this is all about, that's basically what everything's all about, right there. And like I said, it's a very thin book. It's a very quick read. I mean, if you have time to read and you're a quick reader, and you like to read like me, you can probably get through this in like an evening or two, depending on how many hours you're willing to sit. But must read. Okay, Rosa Corey, Koire, Behind the Green Mask, on Amazon. Not very expensive either. Next, this is also part of what we're going into. Okay, Technocracy. Now he has another book, and Technocracy Rising, I believe. I have not read that one, but I read this one. But I understand what this is. So I don't need to read a zillion books on it. But this is by Patrick M. Wood, Wood. He used to have a YouTube channel. I don't honestly know if he does. I'd be surprised if he did, but I'm sure you can track him down. You know, if not on YouTube, Rumble, Rockfin, Rokfin. There's Odyssey. I'm not sure. I think there's others, but those are the YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin are the pretty much the only platforms I go to. But this would be, and again, it's a thin book. It's a quick read. It's very engaging. I mean, these are not like super boring books. Um, for an overall view, people who, when people talk about globalists and stuff, and people will poo-poo that, oh, that's crazy. Read this one, The Octopus of Global Control, Charlie Robinson. I believe also available on Amazon. If not, he does have a website. I think it's the octopusofglobalcontrol.com. I'm not sure if it's .com or what, but if you type in the name and his name, Charlie Robinson, and he also is on Rockfin, and I'm not sure if he's anywhere else right now, but this is just now this is a bigger book. It's a little more time consuming, but he has a lot of direct quotes from a lot of well-known people. Um, it's put together in a very readable format, and this will kind of take you A to Z on what's going on in the world. Okay, and now there are a bunch of books on this topic. I have not read them all because I don't really feel that I need to. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I don't have the money to buy thousands and thousands of books. I wish I did. I wish I had a whole house just nothing but books, floor to ceiling, wall to wall. But this one, very good. Okay, people need to understand. Dr. Joseph Mercola, Mercola. I don't know if these come up backwards on the screen for you. I'm not sure because to me it looks backwards, so I don't know. But the truth about C-19, excellent book. Again, it's a quick read. It's very thin. But if you go on Amazon, there's Naomi Wolf has a book on the topic. I can't think what it's called offhand. But there's a bunch out there. But because I read this one, I would recommend that one. And I read this one a long, long time ago. And this one, it might sound and look crazy to you all, but I'll tell you what, stuff he wrote about this book is playing out before our eyes. By Jim Marrs, Marrs. Again, available on Amazon, unless they've hidden it or taken it down. Rise of the Reich, Reich, number fourth. Okay, like I said, I don't know if this is coming up backwards for you or if you can see those titles. Um, I highly recommend, like I said, this is like a crash course on waking up to reality and what is going on. And like I said, some of these books may sound crazy, but they're not. Honestly, I read them, and some of these I read a long time ago, and I was like, well, that sounds crazy. Stuff's happening right now that's in these books. Okay, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Now, friend of mine, Donald Jeffries, he has written a bunch of books. Um, this is the first one I read, Hidden History. His books are all on Amazon, and I think Barnes and Nobles. Yeah, I believe you can find his books. But if you go to Amazon, and I also want to recommend, he does a show Friday nights, 5 to 7 Eastern time, 5 p.m. to 7 Eastern time. Streams it on YouTube and Rockfin at the same time. And he's also doing another show on freeworld.fm. Keep forgetting. I keep writing it down, then I lose it. That one is on Wednesdays. I think it's 7 p.m. Like 7 to 9, 7 to 8. Because I keep missing it because I forget about it. It's a new show he's doing. But he's a good guy, very good writer, very interesting books. Um, this is Hidden History, and then the follow up was this one. This one covers 1776 through 1963. I think you all know what happened on November 22nd of 63, JFK. And then last one. This one's by John Whitehead, John W. Whitehead. Forward written by Ron Paul. Um, this one is not like, I know this is kind of a touchy subject for some people with policing in America, and I was a part-time cop a long time ago. Now I was part-time. I wasn't on for very long. Just different life events happening and stuff like that. But even I look around and go, what's going on with these police in our this country? It's just like it's not the way it was when I was younger or when I went through the academy or. Um, but this one is called Battlefield America: The War on the American People. Again, it's John W. Whitehead, and he has a website. Um, oh, for the life of me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right here it is. The Rutherford Institute. It's just Rutherford, RUTHERFORD.org. He writes a lot of articles in there. He's a constitutional attorney. He's a very bright man. And this book was very readable. It's a bit horrifying, but it's a very interesting book. But I think this is one a must read, and because I know there are a lot of people out there that are like, oh, the thin blue line, you got to support, and they never know if they're coming home at night and stuff. And then that's not true. You know who has the most dangerous job? Loggers. Statistically, more loggers lose their lives. I think first responders between police, EMS, firemen, firefighters come in, or at least last time I looked, which was actually a long time ago, come in like somewhere around number 10. Taxi drivers get killed more frequently on the job. Now, that may have changed. So, I don't know what the current stats are, but you can find them if you go look on the internet. And I don't want to be on here all day explaining where you need to go for all this stuff, but if I can find it, anyone can find it. And lastly, um, this is one of those, I would recommend it because it was actually a very good book and it explains a lot. Again, this is also by Donald Jeffries. He's a really super guy, and he, It'd be really great if people would buy his books, and also if you can get them into libraries, that would be awesome. But this one is pretty much what it sounds like. It's about bullying, and it's a very eye-opening book. And again, it's very well cited, and these are all cases that he pulled from mainstream articles, mainstream uh, newscasts and whatnot. I'm not saying mainstream like never tells you the truth. They do, but what they do is a lot of times they omit a lot of things. It's lying by omission. So they're kind of telling you half truths or some truths mixed in with a lot of stuff that's just blatantly not true at all, or it's just blatant propaganda. And you need actually that's another book which I don't have, but it's called Propaganda, and it was written by it was Sigmund Freud's nephew. Shoot, just can't think of his name. Um, well, anyway, he's known as the father of propaganda in this country. And the book is just simply called Propaganda. There's another one called War is a Racket. That was written by Smedley Butler, Butler, and he was at the time the most decorated Marine officer. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure if that's World War One or two. But after his military service, he wrote that book. Um, and War is a Racket, and I would highly suggest reading that one. But the ones I showed you, if you only have the money or the time to read that particular set of books, that will kind of give you um, the ability to kind of connect all the dots of all the craziness. And it is craziness that's going on. But if you understand what it's all about, even though it's still crazy, but it will make sense to you. I mean, I know exactly what's going on. I mean, I don't know exactly. I don't have any secret avenues into things. I mean, I can't predict anything. I don't have any timelines, or I just know the agendas that are taking place, and what's behind certain things that get kind of pushed in our face by mainstream. Um, but I've been at this for a long time, so um, it's just hard. It's hard to explain to people. And believe me, I have friends that just don't have a clue and don't want to hear it. And they have this normalcy bias where, like with inflation, they think, well, we've been through. These are older folks like me, like, oh, we've been through these before. Eventually, everything will go back to normal. Oh, sorry, ain't happening. You can read G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, and that will teach you all about our fiat money system and the Federal Reserve and how that all works or doesn't work, depending on your perspective. So, again, I really hope you'll go back and write down the names of these books and try to at least read a few of them. If you kind of are lost and don't really, you know, um, if you aren't seeing the connections between certain things, the climate change agenda, the I don't want to say it, but I identify as whatever, um, that whole kind of agenda being pushed in our face, and not that I don't have anything against any group of people. Let me make that very clear. But there's an agenda behind all of that, and it's very hard to sit here and watch my country just kind of falling apart. And um, you know, I think human beings are wonderful. We're creative, we're kind. I mean, I'm not, not saying everybody is, but we look at we have beautiful music and poetry and books, and I mean, I'm not creative to like, sit down and write a novel, but I used to love like a good Mary Higgins Clark murder mystery and or uh, Janet Ivanovich. I loved her books; they're hysterical. Um, and Patricia Cornwell. But I haven't read um, any kind of fiction in probably years. I always have my nose in some sort of nonfiction book, but people really need to get up to speed with stuff. And again, I didn't want to go over 20 minutes, and I'm just a little bit over, so I'm going to leave it at that. Um, if you do read any of the books, or if you have read them, and if you want to leave a comment, or if you want, please, if you read any of these, either recommend them to a friend or pass them on to a friend. I don't like to loan my books out unless I absolutely know they're coming back, but please try to uh, get other people to kind of open their eyes. I know reality can be really hard, and and sometimes it can be mind blowing and just seem insane, and it is insane, but it truly is stuff that's happening, and people need to open their minds to the fact that just because you don't know about something, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Um, I mean, that's the case for a lot of things. I mean, there's many things I don't know. I don't know what I don't know, but I do know what I do know, and I certainly don't know everything. But I just try to make the effort to educate myself and keep myself up to speed with where we're at. And sorry, my cats are having the zoomies and knocking stuff over. Um, but that's all I'm asking of anyone is just I don't like the term conspiracy theorist because first of all, conspiracy just means two or more people conspiring or getting together and talking about doing something, and a theory is just a theory. It's unfortunately many of those pan out to be truthful, and it's just a weaponized term. And there's backstory to that, but I'm not going to go into all that. But please just, if nothing else, be open minded and start looking into uh, some more stuff and don't just watch people on YouTube or Rockfin or Rumble or wherever Brighteon um and just accept everything everyone says. I watch a lot of different people and I don't necessarily agree with everything they're saying, or they may say something and I will go and fact check it for myself. I don't need fact checkers. I have a brain. I am literate. I can go look things up for myself. um but I don't think you should blindly believe everything everyone says, even anything I say. I don't ever expect anyone to blindly believe me. I always encourage people to do their own homework and read and watch different people and get different perspectives, because that's the only way you can actually make any kind of decision on something, is if you have everything, even if it's stuff you don't want to hear, or you don't agree with, or whatever. You need something to compare with. If you only have that tunnel vision and you're like, well, I'm only going to look at stuff that agrees with what I already believe in. Well, you know what you believe in could be completely way off base, and I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that's a possibility. So, in my travels down the rabbit holes, I looked at a lot of stuff that seemed crazy at the time, but I see it, panning out right in front of my eyes. And there were other people that I just did not like. You know, their personalities or what they were saying, or I could see they clearly had an agenda, or they're too much on the left, too much on the right, and everything the right does is fine, and bashing the left and vice versa. And I can't deal with that kind of stuff. I just want people that kind of will just uh, talk about things kind of in a nonpartisan, no agenda way. But anyway, with all that having been said, I'm sorry this went long. Please do your homework, and if you feel like dropping me a comment, if you've read any of these, or if you have any other suggestions, please drop a comment. That would be great. So, hope everyone's having a good day, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And thanks again for watching, and I'll be back soon with something else. Bye.